Austria, baby, let's go! Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a big fan of Formula 1, then please do subscribe because I'm live for every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship. Let's quickly go through the grid then. The race starts in about 25 minutes time. This is the grid on this side of the screen then. So we've got Nick De Vries and Kevin Magnussen look to be starting from the pit lane. I don't know if this graphic is accurate, but that's what it's looking like. We've got Logan Sargent then from 18th on the grid. Zhou Guanyu will line up P17. Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri P16. Sergio Perez in the fastest car on the grid from P15. Where can he come? Where can he get to in this race is going to be one of the big stories. How high can Sergio Perez get up into the points? Valtteri Bottas from P14. It's Oscar Piastri, the rookie in the McLaren, from P13. Esteban Ocon from 12th in the Alpine. He'll be looking to get some points. George Russell, bit disappointing, right in the mid pack there in P11 in what looks to be the second fastest car, I'd say, this weekend. Mercedes looking pretty good. Maybe that honour goes to Ferrari though. But yeah, George Russell from P11, Alexander Albon P10 in the Williams, one of the drivers of the weekend so far. You got to give it to Nico Hülkenberg and Alexander Albon so far. They've been brilliant. You know, if Albon can hang on and get a point, he'll be happy with that. Pierre Gasly from P9 in the other Alpine. So Alpine 9th and 12th, not really fantastic. Nico Hülkenberg, probably driver of the weekend so far. He got some points in this sprint yesterday. Can he follow it up with points in the race today? We'll see. From 8th position is Nico Hülkenberg. P7 for Fernando Alonso, just behind his teammate Lance Stroll. So Aston Martin line up 6th and 7th. Lewis Hamilton from P5. He's got to be going for the podium from there. He's got to be aiming for the podium from there. Ahead of him, Lando Norris, who has put on a masterclass in that McLaren in both qualifying sessions, in the top 5 in both of them. Didn't work out for him in the sprint yesterday, but I back him to get some points today in the race. And then the top 3 of Sainz, Leclerc and Verstappen, of course, on pole, as is the scenario in the last 2 or 3 years in Formula 1. But yes, Ferrari second and third, big for them. Big for them. So yeah, they'll be lucky trying to convert that into a double podium. Will Ferrari? Hope they go full send in the first couple of laps. But yeah, welcome in, Josh. You were Arnold. Welcome in. Carl's predicting a Verstappen win. That's a bit bold, isn't it? Bit brave of you, Carl. That it's a brave one. Yes, Ryan Tune. Welcome in. Simon's in as well. We're going to see Wrexham FC on the side of the Alpine car. I have no idea. Ryan Reynolds and his investment. I think they bought like 25% of the Alpine F1 team, or invested in it to some regard. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see flipping Wrexham on the side of it next season. You never know in it, but more investment into F1's good, I suppose. Do you know what they probably did? They probably saw Ocon's podium in Monaco and thought, yeah, let's invest in this team. And then since then, it's been like... They probably don't even follow Formula 1. Like Ryan Reynolds and that. Does he watch this, really? Really? He probably watched Monaco, saw Ocon got a podium and went, oh, I'll tell you what, let's chuck 200 million into that. Then they line up P9 and 12 the next race. He's like, yeah. Nah, I'm sure they'll have some brains behind it, but I don't know. But yeah, I reckon Norris can get third. I hope so, Carl. I hope well, I don't know. I think Hamilton and the 2 Aston Martins are going to look pretty quick behind Norris. But yeah, welcome in, Farron. How are we doing, Brit? Any rain? I don't think so. It would be sick if there was, but I don't think there's any rain. I think we're on for a dry race. Unfortunately, you know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. It was good fun, the sprint though, in the rain yesterday. I well enjoyed that. Let me just. Yeah, the sprint race was really good yesterday. I think of probably the 9 or 10 sprint races has been in Formula 1, it was probably the best. It was probably the best sprint race I've seen. So yeah, a bit more of that action. If we get fighting at the front as well, it'd be even better. But the fight for like, I don't know, like 6th, 7th, 8th in the sprint was mega. So, you know, hopefully we get a bit more fighting at the front, at the sharp end, see what the Ferraris can do. I'd love to see, you know, a Ferrari get ahead for the first couple of laps and make Max fight for it. I'd like to see Leclerc get ahead and see if he can defend it for a bit and cause a bit of jeopardy. And, you know, Perez tried it yesterday for about 20 seconds and then it was GG's, wasn't it? Max got in the lead. By the time they got to turn 3, Max was back in the lead. And I can't believe Max won a 24-lap sprint race by 21 seconds yesterday. Like, bro, like, chill. Man needs to chill out here on a domination one. Probably wants a ticket for the Las Vegas race. Yeah, that's where they'll be in it. They'll all be in Vegas, won't they? That'll probably be the first race they'll see, probably in Vegas or something. But yeah. IRSH teammate, welcome to the stream. Austria extends till 2030. I've not heard that, but big ups for the news update. Do we like this track? What's the general consensus? Red Bull Ring. It's my favourite race in the F1 games to drive, even though I ain't playing no F1 game this year. But in previous like F1 games that I've played, Austria's my favourite track because it's fast and flowing. I like it. I don't know. It's a middle of the road circuit in terms of good races and stuff. I think we've had some good moments here. You know, I remember Verstappen and Leclerc going wheel to wheel, and shoving each other off and stuff. I remember Hamilton and Rosberg having a crash as well. Turn 3 seems to produce some drama. So yeah, it's not a right track, you know. It's going to be maximum start to finish. Yeah, Simon, but I've still got to do it. Still got to do the watch along anyway. Even if Max wins for every race for the next decade, I'll still be on. But it's one of them, innit? It's one of them seasons. It's one of them seasons. Like Michael Schumacher 2002 season. You could look at like Lewis Hamilton 2015. You know, it's one of them where, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's going to be a championship fight this season, so stay tuned. No, it doesn't look like there's going to be a championship fight this season, but in behind, the midfield pack is great racing. At least that, as a second prize, the midfield fighting, especially even the top teams, between the gap between Ferrari, Mercedes, Aston Martin is constantly changing. You don't know who's the second quickest car at any given weekend. Obviously, Aston Martin started the season off really well, but now it's looking like Ferrari and Mercedes have caught up a little bit. Maybe they're quicker now. But yeah, it changes circuit to circuit. What doesn't change circuit to circuit is Red Bull and Max Verstappen. They're out front every week, and it's one of them. It's not their fault. The other teams have got to catch them up. It's not Red Bull's fault that they've built a rocket ship and put the world's fastest driver in the car. That's what they're meant to do, isn't it? That's the aim. But yeah, rest in peace to Delano Van Toff as well. Formula Regional driver who sadly died yesterday at Spa in horrendous conditions. It sounds like to me like the race shouldn't have even gone ahead from what I heard. But yeah, 2 fatalities in 4 years at the same corner at the same track is not a good advertisement for Spa-Francorchamps. And they need to seriously look at why wasn't the race red flagged. But yeah, tragic loss. Delano Van Toff, rest in peace. 18-year-old Dutch driver coming through the ranks. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. And brings home that motorsport will never be 100% safe. That's horrendous. So yeah, rest in peace. They're doing a bit of a silence for him. Yes, SHT. Yes, Ernesto. Magson's 150th race starting his Formula 1 career, also starting in the pit lane for De Vries. Yeah, I seen that on the graphic that Magnussen and De Vries look to be starting from the pit lane, so maybe they made a lot of changes to the cars and that. There's also other sad news as well. It's a sad weekend. Bob Fernley, who was the I'm sure he was the team principal or vice team principal of Force India. He's passed away as well. So, mate, it's a horrible weekend for F1. This, it's a horrible one. But yeah, rest in peace, Bob Fernley as well. But yeah, national anthem Austria is on, and we are about 40 minutes away from the start of the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. What are we saying? Yeah, Magson's 150th start. Qatar is supposed to be good on the new F1 game. Yeah, I don't know, Qatar. I think they raced there either last year or the year before, but it's probably Qatar's the only circuit. I even know the Las Vegas layout to a certain extent because I've watched some videos on it and that. But Qatar is probably the only circuit that I don't know the layout of that. I know all the other circuits like the back of my hand, innit? But Qatar, no, I've not really seen much of that. But yeah, I won't be driving around there in the F1 game. I won't be touching the F1 game. Unfortunately, it's just not my kind of vibe anymore. I'm on the sim racing stuff. But yeah, welcome in, Ernesto. Hope you're doing well, bro. Yeah, rest in peace to Delano as the Austrian national anthem gets belted out. But yeah, hope we get some drama in this race. You know, if Verstappen's had it too easy for the first 8 races of the season, hasn't he? He's had it easy. First half of last season, Ferrari put on a good fight, you know, until it got to about France. Leclerc binned it, and then from there on, Max has won pretty much every race. I think they're saying that Red Bull have won something like 17 of the last 18 races or something like that. So I think there's only George Russell's victory in Brazil last season. I think it's the only other car that's won other than a Red Bull since like mid-season, for a calendar year, basically. so get in, you know. So this sport is at its absolute best. Now, you know what's peak? Yeah, 2021 was a 10 out of 10 season. 2022 was about a 4 out of 10 season. And this, I wouldn't even like to give it a score out of 10, but it's worse than last year. But yeah, stay tuned, because it's mint. No, I love it anyway, innit? I love it anyway, man. But I just wish there was a, you know, bring on championship battle for 2024. Quite a nice national anthem. Yeah, not as good as have you ever heard the national anthem of Pan Am from Hunger Games? Hey, national anthem of Pan Am from Hunger Games puts every national anthem to shame. Have a listen to that if you've not heard it. Right, we're getting underway soon. Well sold, yeah. I can't sit here and be BS, can I? I can't sit here and go, what an incredible season. We've had 8 different winners from the first 8 races. This championship is anybody's. I can't, can I? You know what I mean? At some point you've got to go. You know, it's like Michael Schumacher 2002. Or like, I think Lewis had a year where he won about 10 races in a year. 2014 or 15. It's a shame really, because in the first couple of races of the season, Perez looked good. I think Perez won 2 out of the first 4. I think Perez won 2 out of the first 4, and I remember feeling like, I think after Perez won in Baku, which I think was round 4, it was like neck and neck. I don't think Perez led the championship, but it was close. It was within 10 points, I think. And I remember thinking like, oh, here we go. Is it, you know, I was thinking, is this Sergio Perez's, like, is this Perez's year, this? You know, I was like, come on then, Perez, let's have a championship go. Mate, since then, he's not even got into Q3. Since then, he's not even qualified in the top 10, bro. He's fumbled it before we even got to mid-season. Heavy, that, innit? Pan Am, mate. That fictional national anthem, yeah, from Hunger Games is better than any country's national anthem in the world. The Horn of Plenty. The Horn of Plenty for us all. Du, 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 du. Mate, if that was a country's national anthem, mate, I'd be world dominance. It'd be world dominance. It'd be conquering nations left, right, and centre. The Horn of Plenty. What a tune! What an absolute banger, mate. But probably my favourite national anthem, other than the fictional one, is probably Italian, isn't it? Italian national anthem slaps. But we won't be hearing that. Hey, if we hear the Italian national anthem at the end of this race, it's been a fucking good one. You know what I mean? Ferrari dub. I'll take a Ferrari dub, innit? Definitely. When was the last time Ferrari won a race? You got to be looking at first half of last season, isn't it? It could have been here last season. It could have been here last season. SHT will know. SHT, yeah. When was Ferrari's last win? Was it this race last season? Or did they win one after that? What shock are you going for? Oh, a shock. Hulkenberg podium on the shock one. Sorry if the mic's a bit loud. Sorry, apologies for the audio quality on yesterday's stream as well. Hopefully it's not the same right now, because like when I've finished a stream, I have a look back at a little bit of it and just see, right, how was the audio? Did it look all right? And after I finished the stream yesterday, I went back. I had a little look at. I just have a look at like 30 seconds of it. Was it all right? How did it look? And the audio was horrendous. And I was like, you know what I mean? I've got a proper microphone. It sounded like I was shouting into a tin can. I was like, what is going on there? So I have no idea. Hopefully, the audio's back to normal now. I don't know if I didn't update the software or something like that. I got some thing on the computer that was like, update your microphone software. I was like, oh, that might be it. But yeah, is it still bad, is it? Damn, man. I don't know why, man. I did a little test before and I thought it's all right now, but I can only turn it down a bit, you know. I'll just turn it down a bit. But yeah, man, I don't know why it sounds like I'm shouting into a tin can, man. I don't know why, man. It shouldn't do. It just shouldn't do, man. I don't know if this has done anything. I don't know. Sounds like you're in Norway, yeah, man. I don't know why, man. I spend hundreds of pounds on a professional microphone. It sounds like I'm shouting into a tin can, mate. I'm fuming. You know what I mean? No one. I don't expect the channel to grow. Like, if I found this stream and it sounded like someone shouting into a tin can, I'd be like, fuck that. Do you know what I mean? So how can I expect people to watch? But I don't know, man. I did an audio test before, and I thought, yeah, it's all right now. It's fine. Let me try and properties. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, I turned it down because wait a minute. What are we saying now? Oh, look on your phone. Yeah, how is it now? Is the audio any better now? Or is it the same? It might be better now. I don't know, man. But yeah, apologies, you know, if the audio's terrible and then I start the race and I'm on a full shouting thing, because you know what I'm like, first lap, and then it's like, yeah. But yeah, apologies, man, in advance. Apologies in advance for lap one, guys. We on the drink last night? Nah, man. I was knackered. I was up at 6 a.m. yesterday for work, so by the time it got to like 10 p.m. last night, I watched some weird horror film and then fell asleep. That was it. I was asleep by 11. It wasn't a Saturday night party for me. But yeah, race starts in about 3 minutes. Were you on it, Anto, or what? But yeah, hopefully the microphone audio is acceptable. If it's not, I apologise. There's not much else I can do. I could turn it down, you know what I mean. But then, I don't know. But yeah, what were we saying before? Someone asked what was what shock you going for? Yeah, Gav's saying what shock am I going for? All right, shock. a shock. Oh, shock. Yeah. The two Ferraris collide in turn 3 on lap 1. And both got damage. That's my shock. I go. Sainz tries to pass Leclerc in at turn 3, lap 1, and they make contact, and they both got damage. And then Norris is like second after lap 1. Sounds okay to you? Oh, I'd love to see that car. I was going to say that, but no. Yeah, Leclerc slaps into the side of Verstappen at turn 1, mate, and Norris goes, let's go. Yeah, big shock. Norris leads after lap 1, eh? What about that? What about that one? Norris leads by the end of lap 1. Yeah, that's the me shock. Leading by the end of lap 70, that's a different kettle of fish. Yeah, let's go for a dramatic start. We haven't really seen a dramatic start for a long time where there's been like carnage start. We're overdue that, aren't we? Aren't we? Are we overdue like a big carnage start with about 5 cars out of the race? Aren't we overdue that kind of a scenario? I feel like everyone plays it safe these days. Back in the day, mate, there used to be a turn 1 crash every single race back in the day, innit? These days, they get, you know what I mean? They're a bit more sensible, aren't they? When Joe went upside down was probably the last time there was a bit. I mean, I don't want to see anyone upside down. I'm not flipping morbid out here, but a bit of drama, a bit of action. A bit of a missing front wing go down a tree. You know what I mean? Some with a cheeky puncture, some with a missing front wing. And, you know, let's mix it up a bit. Norris leads after lap 1. I'll take that. Right, we're on the formation lap. Let's go. And I'll be doing all right there, me lad. See when you switch from Twitch back to YouTube sometime. That's probably what it was. Hopefully it's all right now. I can turn it up or down the mic. If the audio quality is like really bad, I'll just turn it down, and then it's not as jarring, if you get what I mean. But I did just go into the settings, and it wasn't on the normal setting, so maybe we'll be all right now. Oh, who are we going for the win then? I'll go for a Lando Norris win. I'll go Lance Stroll P2, and I go Hulkenberg P3. And that will be the greatest race of all time. On a serious one, I'll probably go Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton. On a serious one, I'll probably go Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, top 3. Yeah. Piastri fastest lap. Yeah, that's the one, innit? Yeah, Norris wins from Stroll, from Hulkenberg. Piastri fastest lap. Yeah. Right, so we've got so it's Magnussen and De Vries from the pit lane then. Pit lane start, so get in there, lad. The GPS should, when the race starts, we should see them, you know what it is. We should see them going round, you know how we go. Alonso for the win, yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that. Alonso slaps a dub on the Austrian Grand Prix. The thing is, it's difficult from there. If Alonso had qualified top 3, I'd be like, you know what, he's got half a chance. Oh, here we go, baby. Here we go, guys. 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. Anto's going for a George P2. And here comes Sargent lined up on the grid then. Last man, here we go then. The green light, green flag, 5 red lights. And the Austrian Grand Prix is underway. I think Leclerc's got a good start down the inside, but Verstappen tries to cover him off. We've got Lewis Hamilton side by side with Norris, and Lewis fancy around the outside of the McLaren and the Ferrari. Oh, and one of the Aston Martins gets held up there, almost crashes into Norris, but Hamilton's looking racy as they go into turn 3 then. It's Hamilton right behind Sainz, and look at Leclerc going for it, round the outside of Verstappen, but oh, it's close, but Verstappen holds on. Max had the inside line there, and so it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, P4, Norris and Alonso then. And Leclerc trying to get around the outside. Oh, and Verstappen again has the inside line, and just about we got a car off. It's one of the Alpha Tauris. I think it's Yuki Tsunoda has gone off at turn 4. No, I tell you what, Leclerc had 2 runs at Verstappen then. And Verstappen just about held on to the lead on both occasions. Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, top 10 then at the end of lap 1. And Russell goes round the outside of Esteban Ocon then for P11. And there's a safety car. Safety car for Yuki Tsunoda off the gravel. I think he's carried on though, on his way. But they've dropped the safety car. Tsunoda's got going again. He's got tyre damage, he says. He's got damage. Not tyre damage, sorry, just got damage. It could be that, yeah. It could be that Magnussen in the pits as well. But yeah, it could be that the gravel all over the circuit in it, so they just throw the safety car. But yeah, one of them. I tell you, Leclerc had 2 runs at Verstappen then, but Verstappen covered the inside line, and you're going to struggle to go around the outside of Verstappen, aren't you, at turn 3 and turn 4. But fair play to Leclerc, man. He had a good go at it then, and he'll get another chance when the safety car comes in. But yeah, safety car's out then on lap 2. I can the race has started now. We don't need a start time on the screen, do we? We don't need that, do we, then? Yeah, so safety car's out from the incident from Tsunoda. He has got going again. He's half a lap behind the pack, as you can see on the GPS here. Tsunoda just coming out of turn 4. The rest of the pack is on the pit straight. Yeah, Leclerc had a good go then, man. And they're going to go through the pit lane. And there's debris down at turn 1. Okay, replay the race start. I don't know. Oh, there must have been some contact and some carbon fibre on the racing on the track down at turn 1. Oh, look at Hamilton got a great start around the outside of Norris, and he's almost 3 wide. Lance Stroll loses out big time. He's having to look down the inside of Lance Stroll into turn 1 at the start. So Stroll obviously gets a good start, but he just gets squeezed out of it, and as a result loses out badly. Oh my God. Tsunoda's already got damage at turn 1 then. So Tsunoda loses a bit of front wing at turn 1 on an aggressive lunge down the inside, and hits Ocon's rear right tyre, does Tsunoda in turn 1, damages his front wing. Ocon lucky to get away with that without a puncture, and then Tsunoda's been massively aggressive on the first lap. Then he's turning round the outside of about 3 cars in turn 3. I tell you what, Tsunoda had an adventurous first lap. Jeez. And then down into turn 4, is he going to dive down the inside? Oh my God. Oh, Tsunoda just brakes way too late. Yuki Tsunoda's had a massive start to that race. He's way too aggressive. Tsunoda trying to take the lead by the end of lap 1. Which you love to see. I mean, it's dramatic, isn't it? Hey, fair play to Tsunoda for giving it a damn good go, innit? He tried to get the lead. Where did he start the race from? About 14th. He fancied the lead by the end of lap 1. I know his game. He thought he was playing F1 game on amateur settings, didn't he? He thought he was playing F1 game on beginner and just trying to dive bomb 5 cars at turn 1 and then another 5 at turn 2. Fair play for giving it a go, Yuki, but this is real life, Brev. You're gone. But yeah, race has restarted, then safety cars in, and the race is back underway. And it looks like Norris is really close to the back of Lewis Hamilton going into turn 1 then. Oh, Norris has got a great restart. Also, the Alpine of Pierre Gasly up into 9th is looking good behind Lance Stroll as well. So it's Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton under big pressure from Norris. Then comes Alonso, Hülkenberg, Stroll and Gasly. Albon top 10, let's go. Tsunoda era starting to come on. Oh yeah, I quite like Yuki Tsunoda though, innit? You gotta give it a go. Stroll and Gasly going side by side into turn 4, but Stroll keeps the position. Perez is 13th, so up from 15th to 13th, and Perez is up behind Ocon then. So Perez's next 2 cars is Ocon, Russell. That's not easy overtakes. That is not easy overtakes right there. So Verstappen already at a DRS zone. 1.2 seconds is the gap between Verstappen and Leclerc, 1 and 2. Sainz looking racy in P3, and Norris is still on the back of Hamilton for 4th. Hope Hülkenberg gets some points out of this. I hope Hülkenberg and Albon get some points out of this, but Albon looking good as well in P10. Albon looking ahead to racing Pierre Gasly than he is. He's more looking ahead than he is behind to the Mercedes of George Russell. Alexander Albon's got to be the most underrated driver on the grid. He's got to be. He's got to be. Alex Albon's one of the best out there. What's he doing in a Williams, man? You get Alexander Albon in that Aston Martin with Alonso. Mate, you'd be cooking on gas then. You'd be podiums flying in. That's what Aston Martin need to do, man. They need to think, yeah, Lance Stroll, yeah, you know what I mean? Are you gonna get podiums for us? I'd be on the phone to Alex Albon if I'm Aston Martin management. I tell you now, I don't care if Lance Stroll's the son of one of the investors. I'm not interested. You got to do what's best for the team. I tell you what, Sainz all over the back of Leclerc for P2. He's within half a second, and Norris keeping up with Hamilton as well. And Perez is all over the back of Russell as well for 11th. Lap 6 of 71. Verstappen leads by 1.8 seconds. Sainz right behind Leclerc. Still Ferrari 2-3. Hamilton 1.7 off that, but Norris 7/10 behind Hamilton in that DRS zone. Alonso 1.7 behind Norris in 6th. Hülkenberg just about within a second of Alonso. So Hülkenberg hanging on well in the Haas in 7th. Stroll 8th after losing out at the start. Pierre Gasly 9th. I think he started 12th, so fair play to Gasly. He's up a few positions, and Albon in P10 at the moment. But we cut to Sainz v Leclerc for P2. It's close. Is Albon on loan from Red Bull? Nah, he's fully detached. As far as I'm aware, Albon's not part of the Red Bull program anymore, as far as I know. I might be wrong, but I don't think he's part of the Red Bull system anymore, Albon. So he's free as a bird, isn't it? Free. Sainz looking good. Those Ferraris are nose to tail. And the gap in Hamilton, you know, their Ferraris are quick, you know. This Ferrari with the new floor, new front wing. And maybe the circuit suits the car as well, but Ferrari are making a clear statement that we are the second fastest car now. Whether that changes when we go to the British Grand Prix next week and beyond there, I think it's Hungary, Belgium, the next two after that. 4 races in July. Austria, Britain, weekend off, Hungary, Belgium. Maybe this is Ferrari saying, we're the second fastest car right now. Big upgrade package came for them in Spain. Didn't really make much of a difference, but the upgrade package that's come for this race has leapfrogged Aston and Mercedes. And Hulkenberg has to defend P8 from Gasly. So Hulkenberg's already been passed by Stroll then. Hulkenberg down to 8th. And Gasly looks all over the gearbox of that Haas as well. Please do drop me a like, guys, on the stream. If you haven't already, it could help me out. You know, British Grand Prix next. Hopefully get a few viewers in, you know, for the British Grand Prix. Big event of the year. So please do help me out. If you've not subscribed, get yourself subscribed if you're into Formula 1, live for every single race. 4 races in the next 5 weeks, so buzzing. Russell and Perez go side by side in turn 3 then for P11. And now Perez lining up Russell, then going down to turn 4. Is Perez going to go for it? Russell covers the inside line and keeps the position for now. There's a big line of cars there. You've got a big line of cars there from Stroll down to Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Albon, Russell, Perez. Nose to tail. And there we see a replay of Stroll passing Hulkenberg. Then we missed it on the live feed, but Hulkenberg makes a mistake, goes wide, locks up at turn 3, and it's easy pickings for Lance Stroll then. So Stroll up to 7th. And Sainz is looking quick. Sainz is still all over the back of Leclerc. Norris still all over the back of Hamilton. McLaren with a big upgrade this weekend as well. McLaren with new side pods, floor, I think a raft of upgrades on that McLaren. And looking good in Norris's hands. Piastri's still down in 14th, but Norris looking quick. Oh, here goes Perez down the inside of Russell. Then it's an aggressive one in turn 3, and they touch wheels there. And it's side by side, still coming out of turn 3, and down the hill they come then into turn 4. It's Perez on the inside, Russell on the outside. This is from position of Perez gets it then. Last of the late breakers into turn 4. Perez up into P11. Verstappen leads Leclerc by 3.1 seconds, romping away at the front. Next up for Perez, Alexander Albon in the Williams. Surely that's got to be an easier move. I tell you what, Norris is rapid. Norris is quicker than Hamilton in the Mercedes. I tell you what, Norris has got to line him up here. I tell you what, Norris could do it here. Lewis seems to be going over the limits with the track, and Gasly passes Hulkenberg then for P8. Hulkenberg drops to 9th. I hope he can scrape a point out of this. He's had a good weekend so far. I tell you what, Lewis is in trouble of picking up a penalty, picking up a penguin, picking up a penalty for breaching track limits here. I think he's had 3 breaches of track limits in the last couple of laps as Hamilton, trying to hold on to P4 under big pressure from Lando Norris. Perez passes Albon. We're watching the battle between Hamilton and Norris as Perez makes another position up to P9 then. Ferrari's still line astern, second and third. Sainz behind Leclerc. I haven't mentioned this up to now, but everyone on the medium tyres apart from Fernando Alonso in P6 on the hards, and then you've got Tsunoda, Bottas, Magnussen, Hulkenberg and Zhou on the hards. Hulkenberg has pitted now then and gone onto the hard tyre, so Hulkenberg first man to pit. Lap 13 of 71. So Perez has passed Albon. Oh, look at how close Sainz is behind Leclerc as of now. Sainz has got to pass Leclerc. He's clearly quicker. Look at this. And look how close Norris is to Hamilton as well. The DRS is keeping Norris. Oh, Hamilton's got a black and white. Hamilton's got a black and white flag for track limits. I tell you what, if Lewis doesn't clean up his act, he's going to be in trouble here. We've got a Haas out of the race. We've got Hulkenberg out of the race. Oh, for God's sake. Hulkenberg's out, mate. That engine's on fire. He needs to get out of that car rapid. And they need to get the fire extinguishers going. Hey, I'm gutted for Hulkenberg, man. Yeah, there's a lot of smoke coming out of the engine cover of that Haas. And Hulkenberg, the first retirement then of the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. After being in the points, in the points in the sprint, he was running in the points before his pit stop here in the first dozen laps, and now he's out. Safety car, I beg. Nah, he's way off the track. I don't think they'll throw a safety car for that. Team of Soul Science, he can't race. Nah, mate, you've got to allow him to race, man. Yes, Donald, welcome into the stream, mate. I'm good. I'm doing good, mate. How are you? Yellow flag, sector 1 and 2, obviously for Hulkenberg. I don't know if he's pulled off at turn 1, has he? I couldn't tell from the overhead shot exactly where he was, Hulkenberg, but he's way off the track. I'd be surprised if they drop a safety car for it. Hamilton team radio been asking which corner is he breaching VSC. Oh, and Ferrari have just missed. Hamilton and Norris pit then. His VSC has been thrown and the Ferraris just missed the pit lane entry. But Hamilton and Norris are in. And it's a set of hard tyres on the Mercedes and the McLaren. Oh, and everyone's in. McLaren are double stacking. Well, it's not really double stacking, but McLaren pitting both drivers. Oh my God, half the field's in the pits now under this VSC. And I tell you who's lost out in Ferrari. Lost out a bit here. They were just unlucky to miss it. Oh, it'd have been better. It'd have been better if Ferrari were able to pit under VSC. That'd put Verstappen under pressure, man. Damn, son. Ferrari. I know, they just missed it by skin of the teeth. Haas again, another stinker. Yeah, man. Hulk's unlucky run. I know. You going to the British Grand Prix, Donald? I haven't been for years. Last time I went to the British Grand Prix, Alonso won. For Ferrari. A few years ago. I'm not that bothered, weirdly enough. Weirdly enough, I'd rather go to pre-season testing than I would a race. How weird is that? I'm a weird case, mate. I'd much rather go and see pre-season testing in Bahrain, which I'm going to try and go to actually. I'd much rather go and see pre-season testing in Bahrain than a race. That's weird, isn't it? But I'm not really bothered about going to a race live. The double stack Ferraris then. And Alonso's in for Aston. They're going to double stack the Astons as well. But they've messed up. The Ferrari double stack didn't work. I think Verstappen stayed out during all this, and the race is back underway again. We're back under green flag, and look at that. We got Bottas with a front wing end fence hanging off. And here we go then, Gasly and Magnussen go side by side up into turn 3, and they're trying to go 3 wide, and Gasly's trying around the outside of Bottas. Oh, and now let's Magnussen get the position. Oh, it's great midfield racing. Magnussen now looking around the outside, and we've got a Nick De Vries versus Stroll. Oh my God, I can't even keep up with it. Russell's just gone round the outside of Albon as well. What the? Yeah, Bottas has got front wing end plate damage. Science team radio. Science is fuming. Science fuming on team radio, asking why he didn't stay out. But the thing is, so both Red Bulls have stayed out, as has Tsunoda and Magnussen. Oh, and Hamilton's got a 5-second penalty for breaching track limits as down the inside comes Carlos Sainz on Lando Norris. So Sainz lost out to Norris in the pit stop, but has soon got the position back then. And Sainz has got the move done on the medium tyre as well, as opposed to Lando on the hards as well. So yeah, Sainz lost out with Ferrari double stacking the pits. Soon rectifies it. Hamilton 5-second penalty. I know, man. GG's, mate. Same for everyone. If you know, he can't. He's only got himself to blame on that one. You can't just keep driving off the circuit. Lap 18 of 71. I'm surprised he didn't pit Max under that VSC, but they know more than I do. Oh, there was an unsafe release from Esteban Ocon on Logan Sargent. It's an unsafe release, 1,000,000%. I tell you what, Alpine are in trouble there for releasing Esteban Ocon into the path of Logan Sargent in the pit lane. That's a slam dunk penalty, that is. Slam dunk. They're just thinking, oh, Logan Sargent's, oh, he's 19th. Like, no respect, mate. Oh, look at this side-by-side action there with... It's got to be Nick De Vries. Oh, it's Tsunoda. Gasly v Tsunoda. Gasly up to 8 then. So the running order on lap 19 is Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez. Perez hasn't stopped. That's why he's up to 3rd. Look at how racy Ocon's looking on the back of Alexander Albon. This is for 12th. It says Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Norris, Alonso, Gasly, Tsunoda, Russell, top 10 then. With most of them having pitted, 2 or 3 of them not pitted yet. And look at this, Hamilton versus Sainz. Oh, and Sainz gets the job done then round the outside of Hamilton. So Sainz making up ground from his dodgy pit stop. And we've got Albon and Magnussen side by side. Oh, these three. Magnussen, Albon, Ocon scrapping P11. Madness. It is Flabby G, isn't it? Madness in the middle of the pack. Yes, mate, try and get tickets and go. And he's come through once. Oh, decent. Oh, Las Vegas. Yeah, that'll cost you a few grand, Vegas. Yeah, Vegas will be mega. But you'll be a... It'll cost you a few quid, though. But it'd be mint Vegas to go to the Vegas race, yeah, man. I would back going to that, but... Oh, look at this! Sainz is on an absolute rampage! Sainz round the outside of Perez. Easy, mate! Oh, Perez is yet to stop. I mean, Perez is on old tyres, but still. Oh, look at these! Side by side, 4 cars! Albon, Ocon, Magnussen, Stroll. And look at this, Ocon going round the outside of Magnussen then at turn 6. And, oh, this is chaos. The midfield battle is good in 2023. You know, what it lacks in a championship battle this year, it half makes up for with the fight in the midfield. The fighting in the midfield is 10-10. If we had this fighting in the midfield with a championship battle at the front, you're looking at an incredible season. But we've got the midfield battles, you know. That's what we've got in 2023. You've got to take what you've got, haven't you? You know, we can do nothing about Verstappen winning every race. But what we can enjoy is everyone else behind him. That's what we can enjoy in 2023. Yeah, Max is going to win. But second through to 20th, anybody's game. So, you know, there's every cloud, innit? Every cloud. So that's what we've got to enjoy, you know. I can't just sit here grumpy going, oh, Max has won again. You've got to enjoy the other 19. You've got to enjoy everybody else in the race, you know. That's how you've got to look at 2023. You know, yeah, the ultimate winner is decided. But second, there's another 19 cars in the race, and that's what you've got to focus on this year. Because it's a hell of a race, man. It's about the slugfest behind. You know, I wish it wasn't like that. You know, I wish there was some jeopardy for the win. You know, obviously, that would be 10 times better if there was some jeopardy for winning the damn thing. But we've got to enjoy the other 19 races. And look at this then. Hamilton all over the back of Perez for P4 then. Oh, here comes Lewis. Down the hill they go. It's turn 4. Perez comes the inside line. Hamilton round the outside. But Perez breaks a bit later. They go side by side on. Hamilton locks up a little bit. And Perez keeps the position. Woo! I was hanging onto my seat then. I was hanging onto my seat. The thing is, I said it yesterday in the sprint, you don't want to put yourself on the outside at turn 4, mate. You're on a one-way ticket into the gravel on the outside at turn 4. You got to be careful there. And Lewis realised that and backed out of that at the last minute and said, do you know what? I don't fancy being on the outside round turn 4. It ain't my vibe. And so Perez keeps the position for now. For now being the critical part of that sentence, because I think before long Lewis will get the job done and get up into 4th. Verstappen leads Leclerc by 14 seconds. He might as well be in a different category. It's like 2 categories at Le Mans. It's like Verstappen's in the hybrid category and everyone else is in LMP2. That's what it's like, man. It's like he's driving a car in a different category and everybody else is just scrapping. Hamilton complained about Perez cutting him off at turn 10. Turn 10? Is there even 10 corners around this track? Turn 10? I don't think there's 10 corners, mate. Turn 10? I swear there's only 9 corners in Austria. Turn 10. Lewis, there's 9 corners. There ain't no turn 10, bro. No, I think turn 10 must be the last corner, surely. I don't even know. Exactly, it's still high quality racing behind the goat. I'm trying to say the other cars are going off. I know, yeah. Lewis is like, has Perez got a penalty? Push me off at turn 10. They're like, Lewis is on the 9 corners. I don't care, he pushed me off at turn 10. Turn 10 again. There ain't no turn 10. No, there probably isn't, but the thing is, because turn 2 doesn't really count as a corner, does it? That's what it is. Oh, Lewis not happy with Perez, man. I know, yeah. The drivers telling on each other is just... It's like, how childish is it, really? Verstappen pits then. Lap 25 of 71. We've not even seen Verstappen during the race so far. Oh my God, is Sainz going to get ahead of... Go on, Sainz! Is Sainz going to get ahead of Verstappen? Go on then, Sainz! Oh, Sainz de facto leads the Grand Prix! Sainz ahead of Verstappen! And Sainz has pitted! Hey, right now, I know it says Leclerc leads, but really, Sainz leads right now. No, in fact, it's Ferrari 1-2. Both Ferraris have stopped. It's a Ferrari 1-2, mate. For how long? We don't talk about for how long. It's a Ferrari 1-2 right now. And I said about hearing the Italian national anthem at the end of this race. Dream's still alive. Don't care. Dream's still on. It's on. Ferrari 1-2 is on. Nah. Max is gonna absolutely... Oh, I hope Sainz defends it. Perez pits then from P4. Oh, Verstappen's going to try in turn 1, is he? No, backs out of it last minute, but it's a matter of time, and it's not a lot of time to go. Max is going to get up to second here, definitely. Is he going to try in turn 3? Up the hill they go then. Oh, Sainz has got the inside line, but he's going to line him up down the hill to turn 4. He's going to line him up. You saw already, side by side then, and Max Verstappen up into second then. With the DRS, Verstappen retakes the Ferrari, and Leclerc is 6.5 seconds up the road then. At least Max has had to race a little bit. That's more than he's had to do in the first 7 races. At least Max has had to race him a little bit. At least Max realises there's another 19 cars in the race this time. Because I swear sometimes Max must think he's on his own out there. At least you realise he's just like, damn, there's other cars in this. What? Fastest lap as well. He'll soon catch Leclerc. He'll soon catch Leclerc. He'll have caught Leclerc within 3 or 4 laps. But on lap 27 and 71, it is Leclerc, Verstappen, Sainz, top 3. Hamilton, Norris, Alonso, Gasly, Russell, Albon, Perez in P10 at the moment then. And all over the back of Albon for 9th. Is he going to try it down turn 1? No. Not yet. Come on, Sainz. I know. Sainz for the win. Hey, Sainz could get a podium today, Ernesto. Perez down the inside of Albon, then up the hill towards turn 3 and gets the job done. Perez into P9. Albon drops to 10th. On board Lando Norris. Behind Hamilton again then. Lando Norris has been staring at the gearbox of that Mercedes for the entire race up to now. Yeah, Hamilton's not enjoying it today. Hamilton's not looking great, is it really? Norris is catching Hamilton. I think Norris is going to get the job done this. Oh, look at that. Lewis goes wide at turn 3. And it's so close and down into turn 4. I can see Lando. Oh, God, this is going to be so close. Oh, Lewis covers the inside line. And Lando's just going to go right down the outside, defend the middle of the circuit and get the job done. Lando Norris up into 4th. I tell you what, Lewis will be fuming after this race. Lewis will be fuming after this race. The McLaren's quicker. The McLaren's quicker. Wow. Lando Norris up to 4th. He's got nothing to snitch on Norris for. Zhou Guanyu versus Kevin Magnussen at turn 3. I know, McLaren was rubbish. McLaren was rubbish up till now. McLaren was rubbish up till this race. They might be rubbish again next week. Who knows? It might just be a one trick, you know what I mean? One hit wonder. I think it will be a one hit wonder. I think British Grand Prix. Norris will be back to 12th again. GG's. Austria's his speciality, isn't it? But I hope not. I hope I'm wrong there. I hope McLaren are genuinely quick now. Yeah, I prefer that. But I do have the sense that it might be a bit of a one-hit wonder for McLaren. Because I think this race has been a one-hit wonder for McLaren for the last 2 or 3 years. So I hope I'm wrong. Carlos 5-second penalty. Is that right, that? Are you sure? I've not heard of it. I'll look at Perez behind Russell then for 8th. Yeah. Tsunoda has got a warning. But here comes Perez on George Russell then. Up the hill they come, and it's done by the time they get to turn 3. And it's easy move for Sergio Perez up to 8th then. And Russell down to 9th. And Verstappen is only 3.4 seconds behind Leclerc now. So he's taken 2 seconds out of him in about 3 laps. Verstappen closing in on Leclerc. And Ferraris will probably have to pit again anyway, because they're on the medium tyre. Well, they will, won't they? The Ferraris have got medium. So Ferrari on a 2-stop strategy anyway. Whereas Verstappen, will they try and go to the end from there? Might be a bit long way to go, but you never know. So Sainz been given a penalty as well. So Hamilton with the 5 second and Sainz with the 5 seconds. Is that right? No, I haven't seen that yet, Simon. But I feel like that's what's.
$150.
Cheers, Ernesto, mate. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, please do drop me a like on the stream if you haven't already, guys. Lap 31 or 71, Austria. And Leclerc still leads by 2.7 seconds is the gap. Verstappen hunting him down, though. Sainz in 3rd. And Hamilton just about within DRS range of Norris. And yeah, Lando Norris being told on team radio that he must stay within track limits. I feel like there might be half a dozen drivers that'll end up with track limits time penalties by the end of this race. I tell you what, Lewis is stuck behind. I tell you what, could be a battle that lasts all afternoon long, this, between Norris and Hamilton. And Norris goes wide at turn 3 and Lewis is looking to get the place back. Leclerc team radio. asking Leclerc, what about 3 stops? No, is the reply. 3 stops? I mean, I'm no strategic expert, but that seems like a bad call to me, mate. Nah. Ferrari with the goofy strategy ideas out here. Ferrari will try a 5-stop. Yeah, I won't put it past them. Damn, son. Hamilton versus Norris. Rages on. Lewis fancies this position back, you know. Lewis fancies his position back, you know. Look at how close it is. Lewis with DRS going into turn 4. He's right behind the McLaren. See, I thought that once Norris got past Hamilton, I thought he'd be gone. I thought the McLaren's quicker. He's going to disappear, but nah. Lewis has gritted his teeth and gone, you ain't getting away from me, son. You ain't getting away from me, boy. And here comes Verstappen then closing up to the back of Leclerc for the lead. What is Xavi thinking again? Xavi? Who's Xavi? Is he Barcelona midfielder turned manager? Or is that the wrong Xavi? He must be the strategy guy at Ferrari, and I just don't know his name, but I've just found out his name is that. Yeah, what's the Barcelona manager doing with his strategy calls, man? Oh my God, we're on board helmet cam with Max Verstappen then, and he's just going to be careful on the back of Charles Leclerc because he doesn't want any damage. Leclerc's got nothing to lose, ish, apart from the Grand Prix win, you know. Leclerc can take more risks than Max can. Max has got to be just giving him a bit of space because he's got to think of the long game. Oh, Verstappen's got DRS. This is gonna be done for, isn't it? This. Oh, into turn 1 they come then, and Leclerc holds on for now. We're at half race distance. And here comes Verstappen. We ride on board helmet camera. Oh, and he's going down the inside into turn 3. I think Verstappen's got the move done. I think Leclerc's locked up. Oh, Verstappen retakes the lead then on lap 35. What can you do against that? Leclerc's race engineer, I'll get you. Ferrari's endurance team is better. Maybe the competition is better in F1. How about that for a flip? How about that for flipping a coin on you? But nah, big ups to the Ferrari. I'm glad they won Le Mans. Oh my God, look at that. Magnussen being shoved onto the... De Vries has pushed Magnussen off into the gravel. Good. Hey, Magnussen has done that a fair few times in his career to other people. And now the shoe's on the other foot. Shoe's on the other foot now, isn't it, Kevin? Yeah, mate. De Vries has done to Magnussen what Magnussen has been doing to people his entire career. Sorry to say, but it's a bit of taste of your own medicine there for Kevin. Kevin always gets his elbows out, man. He's a hard racer, Kevin. So you can't complain when someone races hard against you, can you? If that's your medicine and you shove people off and don't give a damn, when someone shoves you off and doesn't give a damn, you best keep quiet. Because Kevin's ruthless, man. I've watched many a time when Kevin Magnussen has given about this much space to people, so it is what it is, man. Cheers, Ernesto. Cheers, Ernesto, mate. Black and white flags, nothing anyone can do. Albon penalty. How are you finding out this stuff? I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this, have I? I think all the drivers were on the drink last night. Stroll's pits from 12th. Stroll's not having a good weekend, is he, man? Well, Stroll's not having a good race. Actually, he beat Alonso in the sprint, so he had a good sprint, but he's not having a good Grand Prix, Lance Stroll. Oh, Alex Albon has got a penalty. I must have missed that in all my ramblings. Oh, gutted. So now we've got Sainz, Hamilton, and Albon on 5-second time penalties. Gutted, mate. None of these finishing positions are going to actually be the positions, are they? It's all going to be like, oh, it'll all be rearranged once we've added on 5 seconds to it off the grid here at this rate. Guy who's finished flipping 17th will end up 8th after it's all ironed itself out. Bloody these penalties, man. These track limits, mate. Austria's the worst track for track limits, isn't it? I can't think of a worse example of a race where track limits are this much of a problem. Austria's the worst. I think they've got to bring the grass into play more, or put the gravel nearer to the edge of the circuit, or the grass nearer to the edge of the circuit. Then they'll stop going off the circuit. Then they'll stop going off. Better believe. If you see on the exit of the final corner there, if that was grass instead of 50 yards of concrete of paving. You know what I mean? If that was grass instead, you'd probably see less people going wide at the final corner. They've got to do something, because this whole thing about track limits is like, it's like VAR in football. Like it's sterile, mate. It's just. Lewis asking, has anyone else got penalties yet? And Toto Wolff telling him on the radio, they're all going to get penalties. I don't think they're all going to get penalties, but there'll be a few. It's a hard track to race on. Yeah, because it's so quick, and they've got these like little runoff areas next to the curbs where you can run a bit wide and live to tell the tale. It makes it so there's no consequence for going wide. So then you're going to push the limits of it. If you can run it a bit wide and you're not going to hit a wall, you're just going to go onto a blue painted bit of tarmac or red painted bit of tarmac. You're going to push the limits of it. Then in pushing the limits of it, you're stepping over the track boundaries. Then they're coming down on you with, oh, track limits, track limits, track limits. Just put some grass instead of tarmac, and solve every issue. See a replay on board with Lando Norris up into turn 3, and he locks up and goes wide and over that sausage curb. That's not a comfortable ride there on the exit of turn 3. And Lewis is only a second behind now. Track limits Lando, yeah, definitely. So Verstappen leads Leclerc by 7. We're on like 41 or 71, by the way. Verstappen leads Leclerc by 7.4 seconds. Third is Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris fourth, being chased down by Lewis Hamilton, who's 1.2 seconds behind. We've then got Fernando Alonso closing in on Hamilton as well. So Alonso in P6 and Perez in P7 are closing up on the back of Norris and Hamilton. So we might be about to get a four-way scrap for P4 coming up. Yeah, I hate the track limits. It is the race where track limits are most talked about. You don't really hear track limits a lot throughout the year. Maybe a bit of Monza, if they're strict with it, Ascari chicane, and you hear about here and there. A bit in at Texas, at the Circuit of Americas, you hear about track limits there in the first sector, and a couple of other examples throughout the season. But this race is riddled with it. This is the worst for it. Oh, look at Perez catching Alonso here. And Norris pits. And here comes Perez v Alonso then. Is he going to go for it? Alonso just staring in his mirrors going up the hill towards turn 3. And Perez down the inside then and takes P5 off Fernando Alonso. So Perez up from 15th to 5th with 30 laps to go. Not bad going, really, is it? If they put gravel, they'll stop going wide, won't they? And if they do go wide, GG's, mate. You've made a mistake, you pay the price. You're in the gravel. Not necessarily gravel. We could do it with grass. Either or. Take your pick. What you want. But this painted tarmac, man, forget it, mate. Too easy. Oh, and Lewis is taking his 5-second penalty now. And now they change the tyre, so they're not going to add it on to the end of his race. Lewis has served his 5-second penalty and he will be fuming. Through goes Norris. So Lewis is going to come out back onto the track in P8. Verstappen's coming up to lap Stroll, who's in 11th. Wow. Ooh, little bit of rain off to the west of the circuit. Go on then. I don't know why there's only about 10 cars on the GPS at the moment. Oh, Norris on Gasly then for P6. And gets the job done then. So Norris has stopped again. Hearing rain, I know. Let's do a rain dance. Let's do a rain dance. It's just the driver's getting greedy. Yeah, exactly. It's just the driver's getting greedy, exactly. Grass or gravel, yeah. Exactly. Give you a reason not to go wide. Without a doubt. Has Bottas just passed Alonso? Wow. Well, they battle into turn 3 and turn 4. Wow, Bottas racing hard against Alonso. And Alonso pits then from P5 Ted makes a very good point there. The thing about this whole track limits debacle and everyone getting penalties is that the people that stay within the rules and the wily old foxes like Fernando Alonso, who ain't going off track limits, is benefiting from it. So, you know, you got to look at the other side of the coin and think, you know, if everyone around you is going off the circuit and you behaving your little self, it's going to pay off when they all get 5-second penalties and you're free as a bird. Discipline pays off. Oh, Norris is back. Norris has passed Sainz. Well, wait. Can Norris be on the podium? Could Norris get a podium here? Wow. Sainz with the 5-second penalty has put him behind Lando Norris. Oh, but Sainz has got the DRS and down into turn 4. Perez, Norris defends the inside, but Sainz is going to try around the outside. The side-by-side then in turn 5. Norris and Sainz. And Sainz has got the inside line and gets the job done. Oh, that was so close. Oh, that was so close between those two in turn 4. Oh, that was... I thought they were going to come together there, you know. Oh, they're talking about rain, bro. They're talking about rain at the end of the race. Imagine. Like, last 5 laps. Boom, downpour. Let's go. Norris is coming back at the Ferrari. Go on then, Lando. I think Norris will get a penalty. It need a good 10 laps of rain. Mate, 2 laps of rain can change everything. Belgium 2008. It rained for the last 2 laps and it changed everything. It's a little while ago that though, but still one of the best ever. Yeah, you just need a sprinkling of rain right about now. No, it'll probably come after the race is finished. They'll be on the podium giving it national anthems, giving it champagne, and then it'll start raining. It's how it goes in this game, but you never know. You never know. I'd back it. Bit of rain, spice it up at the end. Verstappen leads Perez by 26 seconds. Of course he does. It's too easy. Someone turn up the difficulty. Look at this. Norris keeping up with Sainz for 4th. Yeah, not Norris. Norris is coming up to lap his teammate, you know, I think. I don't know why half the cars are not on the GPS thing. There we go. I think that's everybody, isn't it? I don't know why the GPS changed where it was only showing certain cars. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I hope Silverstone be a good race. Yeah, man. Look at Norris keeping up with Sainz. He's still within DRS. Sainz can't shake him off. Verstappen pits. From the lead. Clean, fresh set of mediums then to the end. potential for a bit of rain in the closing stages. Sign me up. I'd like to see the ratio of how many races there's talk about the possibility of rain and how many times it actually happens. I bet it's about 5% of the time. The rumour of rain transpires into actual rain is probably about 5% of the time. It's brutal. They always tease you with it. Oh, there's a rain cloud 380 miles in that direction. It might rain. No, it's not. Stop getting our hopes up every week. Oh, so Perez pits then, right? This is for the podium now. This is critical for the podium positions. So Perez is going to be behind both Ferraris and Norris, but on fresher tyres. So yeah, it's going to be a great race between Perez and Perez and Norris, and the two Ferraris are all going to be fighting for the podium. So fair play. It's going to be a good. It's going to be a good last 20 laps, whether we get rain or not, because Perez is going to be on a charge on fresh set of hard tyres against Lando Norris, who's looking racy today, keeping up with Sainz, and you know, it might be a job to catch Leclerc. Verstappen Leclerc 1-2 is looking solid right now, but depends how quick Perez is on this set of hard tyres with 20 laps to go. Yeah, Sargent is having a good race. P13, not bad, yeah. From the back of the grid, 18th to 13th. Mercedes haven't had a good race, have they? Look at that, Hamilton down 7th and 8th. Ferrari and McLaren are having a good weekend. Mercedes and Aston Martin, not so much. Stinker is Piastri, it is, isn't it? Stinker is Piastri, especially with Norris doing so well, and the Norris form this weekend is really showing up. Piastri, you know, is Piastri ready for this? Toto Wolff telling Hamilton, with car is bad, please drive it. Well, yeah, here comes Sergio Perez and catching up to the back of Norris. A gap. He set the fastest lap, and the gap is about 2.5 seconds. Norris still within DRS of Sainz. Norris has got to be driver of the day here. I know there's another 18 laps to go, whatever it is, but Norris has done a fantastic job here today. He's on Ferrari pace. He's quicker than Mercedes, quicker than Aston Martin, on pace with Ferrari, and he's just lapped his teammate, Piastri. Tsunoda again. What's happened to Tsunoda? 10 seconds for Tsunoda. Nah. Is that for... I rate Yuki for the drama, though, innit? I rate Yuki for the drama. I quite like him because he's a bit unpredictable, isn't he, Tsunoda? And I quite like that. I'm not here for boring. Oh, Lando Norris locks up there going to turn 3, and that's cost him a bit of time to Sainz. And Perez is catching these two. Yeah, back Perez for a podium here. This could end up Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez top 3 at the end of all this. I think he'll have a job to catch Leclerc, will Perez. I think Leclerc's pretty solid in P2. But Perez is catching this Norris-Sainz battle. And they've got lap traffic as well. Sainz. Yeah, Sainz has got DRS on Tsunoda ahead, and yeah, Lando's going to struggle to keep onto the back of Sainz now. Lando's going to struggle to keep onto the back of that Ferrari now. Perez being told stay within track limits. Again, track limits is the phrase of the day, isn't it? As Stroll pits, 3-stop strategy for Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. That's not optimal, is it? 3-stop strategy, surely it's not the way to be, is it? Not the way to go, that. 2-stop is the one. Medium, hard, medium is, I think, is the strategy I'd want. Perez, yeah, it is a good recovery from Perez. I can't lie, it is a good recovery from Perez. Yeah, Lawrence not going to be happy now. It's made fun of Ferrari. I know. It's not the strategy, is it? 3-stop. Stroll's outside the points now. Oh, and look at this then. Perez all over the back of Norris for P4. I think Perez is going to tee him up here, going down the hill to turn 4. Perez is going to look down the inside and goes down the inside, and they're lapping Alfa Romeo as well while they do it. And Perez then up into P4 and on a charge for a podium after starting P15. Nice recovery from Perez so far. 14 laps to go in the Austrian Grand Prix. Verstappen leads Leclerc by 18 seconds. There's then 9-second gap to Sainz, who is being chased down by Sergio Perez. Lando Norris is now 5th, Alonso 6th, Hamilton 7th, Russell 8th, Mercedes only 7th and 8th. Not a great race today for them. Pierre Gasly P9, not talked about him. He's had a solid race. And Alexander Albon still holding on to that final point ahead of Lance Stroll. Oh, and Perez is already attacking Sainz for 3rd. Look at how much that rear wing's wobbling at Sainz. That's got to be on the edge of regulation. Oh, here come then into turn 4, oh, and he has to back out of it. He was going to have a look around the outside of Sainz in turn 4, but decides against it, and I think that's the right thing to do, because there's still another 13 laps to go, and you're going to get the job done sooner or later. You don't have to make a damn dare move. Yeah, Sainz got a 5-second penalty anyway. No, mind you, has he not served that in the pits, though? He might have served that in the pits. I think he served that in the pits anyway. Perez complaining about Sainz moving under braking. It's going to be done this lap. It's going to be done this lap. Where's the rain? They've not talked about the rain for a good 10 laps. That's not a good sign. I don't think rain's happening, is it? Here we go then. Perez versus Sainz up into turn 3. Oh, and Sainz darts to the inside of the last second and keeps the position. But Perez is going to get the switchback. Here they come then down the hill towards turn 4, and he's going to try and squeeze him. Sainz is squeezing him onto the grass, and Perez has to back out of it. They're lapping a Haas, and Perez has to back out. Sainz squeezes him out of it. He's racing him hard. Go on then, Sainz. Don't give an inch. Fair play to Sainz for racing him hard, man. And the thing is, Sainz had DRS on one of the lap runners. Magnussen, it would have been. They were lapping Magnussen at the same time. So Sainz had DRS on Magnussen. You know what I mean? So that's what allowed him to keep the position. But now he's not going to have DRS. He's going to be done for this time. It's over this time. Perez is coming again. Oh, they go then to turn 3. Oh, in the last second dart again, and they make contact going into turn 3. Oh my God, Sainz is on an aggressive defence here, but there's nothing you can do going down the hill unless Sainz goes back round the outside. Oh, but Perez has got the inside line. Don't crash, guys. Sainz has got the inside line into turn 6 and still keeps the position. What a fight this is for the podium in Austria. With 11 laps to go, Sainz still holds on from Sergio Perez. Somehow, Sainz is still in 3rd. Oh, that's so close, man. That's so close. He's defending the inevitable, though. He's just delaying the inevitable, is Sainz. But I love to see it. I love to see it. He knows he's just delaying the inevitable, but still, and again the last minute dart to the inside. This is going to end in chaos, this, and he still defends from Perez. He's got DRS. Sainz has got DRS going down to turn 4. Oh my God. Oh, but Perez is going to try round turn 5. What a fight. This is one of the best scraps I've seen for a long time. This is one of the best scraps I've seen for a podium. Mate, how Sainz has not been overtaken by Perez till now is unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's clinging on to this like it's his last ever race. This is a matter of time, this. Norris is still there, yeah. Norris is like a second behind this, just on a watch along, mate. Oh my God, Sainz down the inside again. Oh no. Perez is going to get DRS now. Sainz has been playing a game with DRS. No, defend it, Carlos. Defend it, Carlos. Brake later. Oh, Perez has got the job done this time. Oh, but he's gone wide a little bit. Perez goes wide a little bit. He's still game on. Oh no, it's finally over. It's finally over. It's finally over. That has taken about 5 laps. It's been brilliant. That has been brilliant. Oh, fair play, Sainz. Hey, I tell you what, Sainz held him off as long as he possibly could there. That was really good. That was good, that. You know what I mean? You don't often get battles like that last multiple laps. You know, usually it's just, here he comes, bam, gets the job done, and there he goes. You don't really get to see these kind of battles that linger on because someone's defending like a monster. Fair play to Sainz on that one. He did very well there. He did everything he could to hold on to that podium then, did Sainz. He did everything he could. Perez is going to get the job done eventually, but you know Perez is in the fastest car, and but you got to give it a fight. You've got to give it a fight, and fair play. Carlos gave it a fair old fight, and you got to respect that. Cut to Lance Stroll, who's down in 11th. Oh my God, he's going to take a point off Albon, isn't he? Stroll's going to take the final point off Albon. I know where this is going. I know the story before it's been written, and Stroll's getting that final point off Albon. I'm fuming already. He was intimidating me a lot. That's what you're doing, mate. You racing drivers. What are you going to do? Oh, you go first. You go first. Mate, it's going to be intimidating. You're racing the best drivers in the world, mate. You can't be complaining about intimidation, mate. You're joking, are you? That's the point of it, mate. You're all supposed to be intimidating each other. You're being intimidated. You're in the wrong game. Complain. How soft does that sound on team radio? He was intimidating me, mate. Come on, man. They complain on the team radio about anything these days. Oh, Stroll's going to get this point off Albon. Stroll's going to get this P10. They're coming down to turn 4. Stroll's around the outside. Albon's got the inside. But, oh, they made contact. They made contact, I swear. They've got away with it. Stroll's gone round the outside of Albon in turn 4, but that was extremely close. I think they touched front wing to rear tyre there. Oh, and Stroll's taking the final point off Albon. I think Albon was just outside the points in the sprint as well. Albon's had an unlucky couple of races here, where he should have, would have, could have got points and has ended up with flat nothing. Gutted, mate. Oh, gutted. I'm gutted for Albon. Did Albon deserve his penalty? If you get a penalty for track limits, there's no if, buts or maybes. You deserve it. You lie in the bed that you're making it. You know what I mean? There's no grey area. If you breach track limits and get a penalty for it. But I don't know if but you know, it's just unfortunate, isn't it? And look at these guys, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. The battle rages on. I tell you what, Mercedes had a quiet race, really. I know Hamilton and Russell. Oh, look at these. Hamilton's coming up to lap these guys that are fighting over like 16th. Bottas, Magnussen and Tsunoda just fighting not to be last. And look at them going side by side into turn 4. I tell you what, it does produce good racing, this circuit. I'll give it that. It does produce good racing. It's been a good race, this. I mean, I know we've not even seen Verstappen the entire race because he's been 24 seconds in front. I get that. But it's been a decent race. It's definitely been on the better side. I'd give it. But we're on lap 66. It doesn't look like the threat of rain is going to materialise, as is probably the case 95% of the time. You get teased with the idea of a rain, but it very rarely follows through. Albon did the best he could. Yeah, he did, man. Albon always does the best that the car's capable of. Yeah, Ted Kravitz saying what you were saying, SHT, that Sargent's had a good race. Pierre Gasly. Hey, Gasly's going to get a couple of points, by the way. Zinc Mind. Yeah. I haven't mentioned Gasly at all this race. Well, fair play. He's going to get a couple of points out of it. So, Big ups to Gasly. Yeah, he's done all right. He's done all right. He's not been involved in a lot of battles because we've not seen him. Oh, replay on board Lando Norris and into the final corner. Whoa, and he's like bouncing over the sausage curb and goes a little bit wide on the exit of the final corner. That's an aggressive line from Lando Norris. That. Got to be a penalty for Norris. I tell you what, he's dicing with the devil. Is Lando Norris with these penalties? Look at these. Alfa Romeo, Haas and Alfa Tauri, absolutely neck and neck. The three of those cars, there's nothing to separate them. They might be fighting for flipping 16th, but it's ruthless out there. Lap 68 of 71, then Verstappen leads Leclerc by 23.5 seconds. He's cruised it again. And again. He's cruised it again. Perez is ahead of Sainz by 3 seconds, so Sainz has kept him honest, but once Perez got the job done, he's got the fastest lap as well, Perez, so he will get 16 points at this point. Verstappen wants the pit stop. Oh, I don't know, Bart's a bit risky. Verstappen wants the pit stop. He wants the pit stop for new tyres so that he can go out and on the final lap set the fastest lap of the race. I don't think it's worth the risk. No, it won't. Every point will matter at the end of the year. Not for Max. Oh, they're gonna stop Max. Oh, no way. If they fuck up this pit stop, mate, they'll never do this again. He's taking a pit stop here. This is fully taking the piss. This is fully. He's got that much of a gap that he's taking a pit stop for the hell of it so that he can set the fastest lap and get an extra point on fresh tyres on the final lap. That is taking the utter piss, that is. This is taking the... I tell you what, if they'd have messed that up and not fitted it one of the wheels right, I think it's worked out for him, and he probably will get the fastest lap now, right? It's worked out, but I think that's too risky. That's I wouldn't have done that myself. It's worked out for him. The fair play. There's not had an issue in the pit stop, and they've managed to take the pit stop, and they've got away with it. But damn, I wouldn't have risked that. He's taking the mick, man. He's even weaving around on the outlap like he's not even in a race with anybody else, man. He's just having a laugh. He's just having a laugh, Suede, honestly. The guy's just doing an extra pit stop at the end of the race because he can. Because he's untouchable. It's ridiculous. I've never seen anybody do that before. Not when they're in the lead. I've seen him do it when they're in like 7th and it's like, oh, we've got a 30-second gap to the guy in 8th. Let's get a new set of tyres on it. But not from the lead. Because things can happen in pit stops. You can have a loose wheel nut or a flipping cross-threaded wheel nut, or the jack could break, and then, or there's a multitude of things that can go wrong. I wouldn't have even risked it, but he's toying with him, basically. Yeah, you put it in a better way than I have. He's just toying with him. He's toying with him. If you can take an extra pit stop at the end of the race just to take the piss, it's ridiculous. Verstappen has not only has he dominated this race, he's toyed with him. He has toyed with him. And Verstappen not only wins, sets the fastest lap on the final lap on the new tyres, and he's dominated it with a little bit of taking the piss sprinkled on top. He's dominated the race and sprinkled some taking the piss dust on the top of it. Ridiculous scenes. So Verstappen wins it. Obviously, that's ridiculous, man. And Leclerc's got a second. He'll be happy with that. Leclerc got a solid race from Charles Leclerc. In all seriousness, you know, a solid race from Leclerc. Perez, a great recovery as well from 15th to 3rd for Perez. So a great recovery from him. Sainz 4th. So Ferrari 2nd and 4th. Ferrari have had a good weekend. Norris P5, he'll take that. Norris had been dreaming of the podium. And had a very good race, Lando Norris. I think my driver of the day. I think driver of the day really is Lando Norris. But Verstappen Verstappen's just run circles round him, and for that I've got to give Verstappen driver of the day. I'll give Verstappen driver of the day, and I don't always do this because Norris has put in a good performance today. But I've got to give Verstappen driver of the day for running rings round him, for doing a pit stop at the end. Because he can, not because he needs to, because he wants the extra point for fastest lap. And for that, I give Verstappen driver of the day for not only dominating it, but for taking the right royal piss. And yeah, that was the Austrian Grand Prix. It was good actually. I rated it. So I give Verstappen driver of the day, which I don't normally do. I know Norris has had a good race. If Norris had got on the podium, he definitely got driver of the day. P5 is a good result. But yeah, Verstappen driver of the day. I'll give the race. It wasn't bad, was it? It wasn't bad. That it had a few good. There's a few good highlights in there. I'd probably give the race like a 6.5, maybe a 7. The race is about a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It was good. It was better than most of the races this season. I give it a 6.5/7 out of 10. That, even though Verstappen just walked it, from second down, the midfield battle was really good. Yeah, it's a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. It is a good race, that. I think McLaren's supposed to get upgrades to Silverstone. Yeah. Yeah, you never know. McLaren could be on a big upward trajectory. I don't know. I feel like it will be a one-hit wonder, like I was saying before, but you never know. Maybe McLaren are back. Sprint race was better. Yeah, the sprint race was good. This was still decent. It was decent. There's been some dead races at the first half of this season, but that wasn't one of them. That was all right. there was enough to talk about throughout the entire thing. I wasn't sat here in silence for 5 minutes going, well, nothing's happening. There was always something happening. Yeah, not for the lead, not what we want, not for the lead, but I think the Perez Sainz battle's got to be the highlight of it for the podium. There was a few good battles, man. Norris and Hamilton scrapping away. The guys in the midfield scrapping away. Not bad. And yeah, that's it for Austria, though. It's been decent, hasn't it? We had a laugh. But yeah, guys, that's all for the 2023 Austrian Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed it, please do drop me a like and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I will be live again for qualifying for the British Grand Prix. British Grand Prix is next up next weekend. I'll be live for qualifying. I don't know exactly what time yet. Probably 2 or 3 p.m. Probably be 3. But yeah, I'll try and do qualifying for that and the race, obviously. But yeah, we have got another 3 races in 4 weeks, so stick with it, stick with the channel. If you enjoy it, drop me a like, and yeah, hopefully we get a dramatic race for the British Grand Prix next week. But Verstappen wins easily, Leclerc P2, Perez great recovery from 15th to 3rd, and yeah, see you next time. No Italian national anthem, no, maybe next week. But yeah, peace out, guys, and appreciate every single one of you watching. Appreciate that, you know, we're not the biggest channel in the world, but I appreciate the handful of viewers that I have got. Big ups to you, and thanks for sticking with me, even though this is not the best season in Formula 1 history. Thank you for sticking with me, big appreciate, and see you for the British Grand Prix next weekend. Peace out.